Hello everybody and welcome to the tour for the season 1 of the Mooseherd server. This was an awesome server, guys. Thank you everyone who participated. If you guys want, there is a world download in the description if you want to explore this place yourself. First, I want to take you to the mini game that I built. We'll start right over there. Let's head there. Alright, here we are at the racetrack. This is a mini game that I built on the server. If you guys would like to try and beat my time, I've got a time of 2:08:64. I published the track with a time of 2:12, but I ended up beating that, and we have a leaderboard here of some of the other members of the server, their best times, if you want to try and beat these. I'll take you for a little lap here. There's rules and instructions, some tips if you would like to read those here, and extra boats here if you'd like. This string right here is the timing line that you're going to use for a timed run. When the time clicks, that's when the time ends. When you start to move, that's when the time starts. And let me know if you beat my time. I'd love to see it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this track I built without any real reference. I kind of just built it freehand and had fun doing it. Had some help in decoration in 2 of the sections, and I'll credit those people when we get there. But first, let's get around this big hairpin turn to start. Ooh, maybe a little bit of curve at the end there, but that's okay. This track is not just an ice boat track. We get into a slime bounce here into the river section, which is a little bit slower than the ice, but it's still a technical section, allowing you to catch your breath a bit before you go into the cave sections. I find those to be the toughest of the entire track. I'll try and put a good run together for you guys here. Try not to bump off the walls of the river, but it's pretty straightforward. Once we get here, we're starting to look into our first cave section. They get some tricky turns. They're pretty tight and the walls are not forgiving, but we can make it through here. This is the downhill whitewater section, kind of rapid section. Get through this cleanly, and we get into a 90-degree turn, a big right-hander. No problem for us though. We'll go up here. There's a few water elevators through the race course just to get you back up the elevation. In this section, you also got to watch out for fish and squid, I should say. They can mess you up with their hitbox. Here, there's a choice of left or right. I always go left. Not the cleanest, but that'll work, Up another bubble elevator. Those cave sections there, like I mentioned before, got some help decorating. Were designed by Crinkle and Conop respectively. The first one designed by Crinkle and the second part by Conop. And here we are back at the second half of the ice sections. Here we just get around the corners. No biggie, no problem. Into the final turns here, coming up on a little chicane. Tough turn for the end, but if you guys get this, you can secure a nice time. Again, my time to beat is 2:08. If you guys get a 2:07, I'd love to see it. Here we are finishing up the lap, crossing the timing line. There we go. Tripwire clicks and the run is done. Very good. That is my racetrack if you guys would like to check it out. Again, the world download is in the description. The coordinates for this is -375, -481. Alright, here we are at the monument to a lost horse named Meat Eater. This is a monument built by Dunson, and Maddie was a contributor on this build as well. A monument to a horse that was a great horse, probably the best horse, but a lost horse. This tower goes pretty high up and all the way down to bedrock, actually. If you guys want to take a peek inside with me here, this thing goes indeed all the way down to bedrock. So if you want to explore those caves, be my guest, but I'm not heading in there. Not me, nope. I'm going to go to the next base. If you guys want to explore it, this place is at -600, -525. Just over this way, we're going to find Nina's base. So, quick little fly, you can already see it here. If you're wondering how I can see so far with my render distance, I'm using Distant Horizons mod, but that's the only mod I use, besides some performance ones. Alright, here's Nina's base. Cake? Yes, there is indeed cake at Nina's base. A very nice campfire, some cute animals, and a farmland. I think everything a basic house needs. A very nice Minecraft house with all your storage, a little bed, some crafting stuff. Literally everything a Minecraft house needs. Nothing more, nothing less. Very nice base by Nina, and you saw that was just a quick fly from the tower of Meat Eater. This is at -857, -500. Alright, here we are at 5 stars base. They went with a kind of mixed tree forest approach, collecting all the different types of wood here. And You can see in their storage here inside their base, there's tons of wood. If you guys need to get some wood, you can come and take this from here first, I guess. But they have a nice little house as well, using the cherry biome wood. I love the new cherry wood. Very nice color. I'm really enjoying all the new woods, including this pale oak. Very cool stuff, although it's making me use regular oak a lot less. I've got to maybe incorporate that more in my builds. This coordinates for this build here is -579, -130. Alright, here we are at Rev's base. This is a Cheshire Cat pixel art up at the top. I'll show you guys this at night, it really stands out then. But the tower itself is very cool too. It's like a Sword in the Stone type inspiration, I feel. This sword is cutting right through the entire tower. As we go down, there's different rooms here, some of them filled out, some of them empty. As we get to the middle of the base, they'll be more filled out. But this goes just like the Meat Eater monument all the way down to bedrock. Here we go, we start to get some more decoration. You can see the sword piercing through the tower. And then we have an enchanting setup. This tower goes a little bit further down as well if you want to explore it. Hey, what are you doing here? Alright, we'll let him chill. He's not harming me. Here's all of Rev's collected items as well. A lot of people did this where they emptied their ender chests so people could enjoy their items if they would want to. That's up to you guys. But very, very cool stuff. This base is found at -378, -113. And just take a little fly around to the base here. I don't think the interior shots did the justice to this sword. This sword just goes all the way through. I love the detail of the emerald block on the very top of the sword. Very cool stuff. Nice little island here from Rev. And that'll take us right down here over to 9-3's base. Not too far. No need to do a little jump cut there. Here we are at -254, -69. Nice. This is 9-3's house. A cute little kind of dock base. One of these bases that are up on stilts in the middle of a river or ocean. Used as a fishing platform usually. We have a nice crane at the top as well. Very cool design by 9-3. Just like Nina's house, I think this has pretty much everything a base needs. Some storage, a place to sleep, and a little bit of crafting. Keep it simple, you know? Alright, from here we're going to go visit Noonion's base right over this way. Again, no need to really jump around as they're right next door. This base is a cool little dome. Stone dome with a nice bridge at the end. We'll go take a look at that in a second after we explore the inside of this house. Here we are getting inside the base. A very, very cool structure internally as well as externally. If you guys want to explore more of this base, it also has quite a number of floors to it. You can check that out yourself. Noonion also built this bridge over here. Two little nice fountains surround it, but this is the Silverstein Bridge, inspired by the poem of Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. If we take a look at the end of this bridge here, this is where the bridge ends. The best part about this bridge, in my opinion, is the base of it. Check out these footings for the bridge. They look very, very sturdy. I like the way they're structured. They also tie in nicely with the dome itself. Very, very cool build from Noonion. And as the sun sets, I can go and show you that Cheshire Cat now. Here's an angle on a Cheshire Cat. Very, very cool build, especially at night. There's a lot of great pixel arts on the world. I'll show you some of the other ones you can see in the distance when we get back to spawn. We're just going to go over to Raven's Enchanted Fairy Forest here. This is a very cute build. Up top, you have a bunch of rooms inside the trees. I really like the idea of making this forest so magical that people are living inside the trees in that way. Nice little mycelium, as well as some stuff from the nether. All this warped wood and warped area, warped roots and stuff like that. I'm really proud of everyone's builds. And I'm also proud of my builds too. This one here is a little suspension bridge that I made. At the first part of the server, I was not using elytra, I was just going around on a horse, so it was important for me to have bridges to cross rivers. My horse did not like getting wet. From here, again, this brings us right over to another house. This is a house from Gox. Reminds me of some more modern architecture for sure. Yeah, bubble elevator, good stuff. Very nice looking house from the outside. Tons of room to furnish it if you'd like to do that. If you're feeling up for the challenge. Gox was one of the first people to have an enchanting setup as well. This was very nice for the server. Very cool looking build. I like the shape of the roof line and everything. Alright, we're going to fly around to get some other builds shown off, and we'll come back to spawn to finish off this tour. But thank you guys for watching so far. Again, if you want to download the world, the description has a link to a world download on Dropbox. And I'm definitely going to do a Season 2 at some point. So come check out the stream, come hang out, and we'll figure out the plans for Season 2, when and where they're happening. Let's take a quick fly over this way, past the creeper farm. This was our main source of experience for the majority of the server. Pretty stock and standard though, if you guys know what a creeper farm is like. This is exactly what you need for gunpowder, for these rockets, and for experience. I don't know who built this one, to be honest with you, but it's a very cute house, so if you'd like to claim credit for this, you can certainly do so in the comments below. Let me know if I missed your base in the tour, and put the coordinates for that as well. This is a cool little tree house. Reminds me of something elven for some reason, getting the inspiration. I'm not sure whose base this is, but they certainly got a map with some stuff, you know? This base is located at -173, 735, if you want to check it out yourself. Alright, here we are at the village. I'll land on the roof here and catch a quick nap so we can explore during the daytime. This is a community build that was contributed to by many members of the server, everyone having a different plot of land to build something. And the main structures here, the one I'm standing on, the house to my right, this castle, and the gigantic crane here, were all designed by Heaven and Monkey. Heavenly Monkey and Toast. Sorry, Toast. I almost gave all the credit to your wife. I love this crane here. It really feels sturdy. It feels functional. I love builds like this that kind of add an element of like world building to the entire server. Very cool stuff. Inside this is an iron farm. We'll take a look inside some of these builds here. Yeah, this is Toast and Monkey's first starter house. Very cute interior. I love the kitchen here with a nice little stove top, as well as a bedroom here. Over here leads to a greenhouse area. There's a beehive situation. Very cool stuff. Very nice. Big fan of the foliage. If you're wondering where the village is located at, it's at -407, 834. Now we're going to head over here. I believe this house was built by Konop. This is not their main base, but their contribution to the village. Taking a look inside, we've got, again, very nice interiors throughout these builds. I love the attention to detail that people had, like these little cushions on the couches. Very, very cool stuff. Hello, kitty. Everyone's building styles are so unique. It's cool to see the variety here. Upstairs, we have a nice bedroom here. And there's even a top floor to this one as well if you want to go explore that. Some very cool stuff in these builds. Up next, we're going to go head over to my base. This is a house that I built. Well, not necessarily a house, but this building I made is more of a mill. We've got a water wheel here that helps grind up the wheat so people can make some cakes and stuff like that. A cart to deliver all the wheat here. Big wagon though. Got to bring a lot of wheat over to this place. This is the front door here. We'll take a look inside. Just got the countertop here for different pieces of baked goods. You can pay different amounts. We've got a cash register here with some emeralds in it, as well as all the supplies that the baker needs to make some new cakes and stuff like that. Little kitty in the corner. Hi, kitty. And there's an upstairs and a downstairs. Let's look downstairs first. I gotta get some fish in me. I'll meet you downstairs. Alright, here we are in the downstairs section. We have Squilliam Fancy Pants here. He's the resident baker. Don't worry, he's not hostile. I used these banners to act as mirrors. I'm pretty proud of that pattern. Not an original concept of mine, but slightly edited. Thank you to those who contributed thoughts and ideas for banners like this. Really helps enhance the build. Some storage for all the wheat and materials used in baking. A little bit of this here and there. Squilliam's looking at all the wheat that's ground up on the floor from the grindstone. This connects to the water wheel, and in my imagination it spins around on the floor, just grinding up wheat and stuff like that. Up into the top floor here, we have some nice details that I'm proud of. This speaker system I found in a YouTube video. I think if you guys just Google speaker banner on YouTube or whatever, I don't know, you'll find something. As well as this Canadian flag. There's some really cool flags posted by people in the Minecraft community, and it's nice to have them shared. I wish I had written down their names for credit, to be honest, but I'm not going to claim credit for these ones. Inside here we have a little Endermite. He's just a chill guy, kind of like in a fish tank is the idea. And here we're brought over to a beautiful map art that was made by Pale Blue Zebra. They surprised me with this right after we killed the dragon in the server. Incredible work, especially considering this was done within the first 2 weeks of the server. Pre-dragon kill, no elytra. Very, very cool stuff. Table to write some cookbooks up and stuff like that. Oh shit, just a little bed. Nothing super special, nothing super spicy. All right, heading out here, we can take another lap around the town. I'm glad this got filled with something. This is a nice little plot. Maybe they planned on some more stuff, but very cool. There's still something here. Over here, we have Ava's home. Very cute home. They're a really nice technical builder in terms of like the detail technicality is what I'm trying to say. Very, very nice interior. I like the use of the bamboo here to connect. I've used other things like the dead bush to connect, but the bamboo here is excellent. Tight, compact, everything you need in a Minecraft base. Very cool build by Ava. Thank you so much for contributing this to the server. Up next here, we have the castle itself. If you want to take a look inside of this, there is indeed an iron farm. There, it's functioning. Right, look at that, perfect timing. Beautiful, love to see it. All right, continuing with the village, we have Toast and Monkey's second house and the Nether portal. Another really cool portal here. There's a couple really well decorated portals on the server, but this over here is the second house by Toast and Monkey. This houses some of their farms. We've got a pumpkin melon farm, etc. Some other stuff, like maybe a moss farm. I'm not 100% sure what's all in here, but very nice external build that houses some farms to make them look a little bit prettier. Still some empty plots if you want to take one and make a village plot of your own. Feel free to do that. Over here on the right, we have Crinkle's house. And, oh golly gosh, who made this one again? You'll have to remind me in the comments, folks. If this is your house, let me know whose it is. This is a cool one with the concrete powder. I'm going to keep saying it, but it's got everything I would want. Bed, storage, crafting, period. Over here, taking a look at Crinkle's. This is plot 9 made by Crinkle. A very cool house. I love the shape of it, and I'm a big fan of the mangrove wood as well. That one I didn't mention yet. I've given love to the pale oak, I've given love to the cherry, but the mangrove is something else that I adore. Inside, a very nice floor here with the glazed terracotta and carpet. Nice combination there. But I can get up here and show you guys what looks to be a crime scene. There's blood on the floor. No, I'm kidding. Very cool decorations inside. Some nice stuff here. Big fan of Crinkle's design, as well as something else Crinkle worked on. I'll show you guys later in the video. Some very cool stuff here. So that's the village. Other than a little bit of a farm field out here, that is the entire village. It's a very cool project. I think I would like to do something like that again in the future, in future servers. Very cool stuff. Over to the next base. Alright, we're landing here and it's sunset, so I'll head back to bed for a second and we can explore this base in the light of day. Quickly just to talk about the outside though. Got some nice farming area and some functional storage, as well as, I believe, a villager breeder. This little structure here, if you'd like to join, is a trial chamber at the very bottom. If you'd like to explore that, there's some gear down there if you need it, as well as some lore about our trial chamber. This was the first one we did as a community event. Besides the dragon, we did several things together as a community, and one of them was a group of a dozen of us or so getting into a trial chamber. It was chaotic, but it was super, super fun. The coordinates for this base is -870, 676. It's got a really cool overgrown dark temple design. I love the lava. It feels almost evil villain layer, but I'm not really picking up fully evil here. Inside, I love the use of the new blocks with copper. I've not used those in a build yet, but very, very nice stuff, especially here, these trapdoors hiding behind amethyst hiding behind trapdoors. I'm also a big fan of Zarlet's use of these new bookshelves to hide their books. If you want a mending book, they're all here in the mending pile. If you want a protection book, a silk touch book, respiration, and so on. You know what I mean? Very cool stuff. Very cool way of organizing your books. There's also a spider farm here at the base for string, if you'd like that. All right, and here we are at -1019, -1316. This is the base of Husker and Spider X. I really, really love the top of Husker's base, and I'm a big fan of Spider X's builds throughout the server. They made a really cool lava bucket farm that was super helpful. I used a lot of that for fuel. If you want to explore any of these bases in more detail, please do download the server. There's a link in the description, and enjoy the server as much as you want. There looks to be some sort of piston here. Oh, some hidden storage. That's pretty cool. Okay. And over here is the inside of X's little house. Emergency water only, guys. Do not use this water unless it is an emergency, okay? That is very clear. A very nice place to sleep and craft and a little bit of storage. Again, everything you need in a Minecraft house. Crossing over the bridge of cows, we'll get over to Husker's house. We've got 2 horses here. This one's called Blaze. I believe this is Husker's horse, and I think this is X's horse. This base is Husker's Temple of Doom, a very, very cool build, especially at night. I encourage you to come check out this build at nighttime to see it really light up. This build here of the flame at the top is awesome. I love the way it looks. The scale of it is really, really cool. And we also have this little cave here attached to Husker's base. This cave houses some pretty cool mobs. We got a charged creeper, and of course a caged ally. Some cool stuff here. If you guys would like to make an offering to the Temple of Doom, you can do so here. I will give them my egg and my dirt block. This is where they collect all their offerings. Do not take gold from here, or you will be cursed. I'm sure of it. Down this way, there is all the offerings. If you wanna take those and be cursed, be my guest. We also have this Dirt X by Spider X, and as you can see behind me, a bunch of creepers and boats. If you guys want to go for some more creepers that are charged to get some mob heads, there's a head start for you there. Looking underneath the Temple of Doom, we see another portal here. I haven't gone in the Nether yet this tour, but I will show you guys the connections we made in the Nether, our Nether hub, and everything associated with that, including some additional farms connected in that tunnel system. Alright, here we are at negative 1439, 1840. This is one of TK's bases. TK, if I miss one of your bases, no hard feelings. This is a really cool one. This one has a lot of farmland, a lot of cactus, a lot of stuff to gather materials. I think this is a nice little place. There's also a base right here at negative 201, negative 24. This is made by TK. If you just glide inside. Hey, this guy's trying to stop me from going inside. If you just go inside here, there is a geode. And TK built off of this geode here into some other rooms. Very cool stuff, some storage, some farmland underneath. I always love the underground trees. To me, that's so classic Minecraft. Alright, here we are at Pale Blue Zebra's house, and there's a creeking farm here. I just discovered what this farm actually was. I saw it in the daytime, and it makes sense why it wasn't working. But here we have a creeking farm for some resin. Very cool stuff. Oh, I can't rest now. There's monsters nearby. Of course there are. How silly of me. Pale Blue Zebra did some awesome stuff here at this base, including that map art I showed you before. Now, you'll notice this looks a little bit different than the one I showed you, and that'll become obvious to all of you as soon as I show you guys some more stuff at spawn. But here we have the map art with some additions, but very, very cool stuff. Love to see that. And Zebra's base here with some cool farms at it. If you want to check this out, the coordinates are negative 1409, 6,243. So pretty far away, but there's some nether tunnels that can help you get there. If we head down here, there's a creeper farm here and some other pieces that are important. Carpet duper if you need to get some fuel. Very cool stuff. I'll show you some other awesome stuff that Zebra built a little bit later in the tour, once we get back to spawn. People did end up building multiple things, multiple places, so it's tough to show you everybody's contributions all in one place. We'll get to that though, I promise, I promise. Alright, flying to the other side of the world, we are at 1340, negative 764. This is my Chemical Cass's house. A very nice little cute house, again in the cherry wood that I love so much. There's this beautiful birch area. I was commenting on this when I first came across this build. I don't normally like the birch, but the combination with the diorite roof there, it's a nice little accent room. I actually really like that. This is Cass's downstairs first. They have maybe a mine shaft down here. Their nether portal is there. Some artwork and some storage. I like the combination checker pattern of the pale oak log and wood. Very cool stuff there. I also have this upstairs to visit. And I also really like the carpet here. Really cool stuff in Cass's build, including this double door situation here. I like that you can choose which floor you're going to easily. You want to go to bed? It's right there. You want to go down to the main floor? It's right there. Very cool stuff, I think. Alright, here we are getting back to spawn. This is going to be Nathor's base first we look at, then we're going to pop over to Ivana's base. Over here we have another farm. I believe this to be a raid farm, but I didn't build it, and I'm not sure what it is. Hopefully, you can figure it out if you need to use it, or you can build your own raid farm. But Nathor built all these buildings to make it look like a village. I think all these buildings take heavy inspiration from the vanilla Minecraft houses, including like the church type builds, etc. Some very cool stuff here. The furnace area, the blacksmith or whatever you want to call it. When it comes over here to this crane though, we have some competition. You guys have seen a couple cranes already. This one's quite the beefcake. I really love the use of grindstones coming down here as a giant chain. It makes this feel a lot more industrial. I wouldn't say that one crane is better than the other. They just all serve different purposes. But definitely some cool builds all around here by Nathor. From here, we're just going to do a little hop skip over to Ivana's base. If you want to check this one out though, we're at 360 and 0. Over here, this is Ivana's base. A very, very cute bamboo build. Come check this out, folks. I like the use of these jungle wood here trapdoors to keep a little guardrail so I don't fall off. Very nice. Ah, I fell off anyways. Ivana, what is this? Ivana, what is this? I'm kidding. That's my fault. That's clearly a user error. And we're going to get into this here. A beautiful greenery area. Almost reminds me of a gazebo, but it is, in fact, a potato farm. I like the symmetry and balance between all the builds. They use the same kind of palette. They use the same kind of structures, as well as these poles. Nicely in line with some of these bamboo shoots that go up. If we take a look inside, there's Bobby this horse. Inside, Ivana's got the usual fixin'. I've been saying it this whole time, but this is a great Minecraft house. Has everything I need. All right, over here at 69, nice, 415, we have Not Annoying's base, formerly Annoying Anyone. They are now Not Annoying. This is a very nice base here. This is a cool sign. By the way, there's nothing here, so you can leave, which is, I guess, what I'll do. I'll just leave here. This bell opens up this hole here, and you can see the movement in action once I ring here. We get a double piston push here. Very, very cool entrance and exit. So if we stand on this block and press the button, it will push us up and out. Very cool stuff. Ringing the bell. Brings us inside here. This is Annoying's base. They had some villagers to trade with, some pods they were trading in, and I encourage you to explore this place. It's quite an interesting build, and there's some hidden messages. I'll show you the first one. It says, always do what you're afraid of doing. Very positive message. Right next door to that, we have Cam's base here. There's another iron farm right underneath me there. And we'll get into Cam's storage first. This is Cam's storage. Although it says please get direct permission before taking anything, at this point, if you have the world download, feel free to use any resources here. They may be of help to you. There's very, very, very good organization here by Cam. They did great work for this. There's even an upstairs if you need some stuff for potion brewing. Ow. Some potion brewing stuff over here. Very, very nice storage and very helpful too. There was times where I needed a certain block and I asked Cam and they said, yep, I got about 43 trillion of those blocks. So I just took a couple. Here we have a little barn. Nice spot to tie up your animal before you go away. Here's Artax. Make sure not to take your horse to the Swamp of Sadness if his name is Artax. And quick coordinates check just in case you didn't know where we're at. This is -51 to 57. All right, taking a peek here inside the house. We got lots and lots of cats and a nice place to rest. And we also have a cool doorbell system. Check this out. As soon as I walk out here, it will alert a doorbell. Just like that. Very nice build by Cam. Again, we have another portal. I'll show you guys the nether side right after I finish showing you spawn. All right, we're kind of jumping around here now, but this is Reindeer Rudolph's base. We'll start here at the covered bridge. I really like the covered bridge aspect, especially when it's raining out. It feels nice to come under that bridge for a bit. Very cool start to the build from Rudolph. They've got a nice little animal area here. Enough beef to go for a while. Maybe a chicken in there too? Chicken? No, no chicken. Okay, it's fine. But we'll go inside here. The coordinates for this base are -548, 134. Inside, some storage. Nice little back door here. And upstairs into the bedroom. Oh, there's an enchanting setup, and here's the bedroom. Very nice. We can take a look at these gigantic custom trees. The windmill is quite beautiful, but the tree here kind of really dwarfs it in comparison. Beautiful fields. Another custom tree over there on your right. And this nether portal is something else, folks. I feel like we have some really, really interesting portal decorations here. Now, I can't wait to show you the nether side of some of these because they're decorated equally as well. Very cool stuff by Rudolph. All right, on to the next house. Let's go over to Maddie's. All right, here we are at Maddie's house. The location of this base is at -243, -167. Maddie building in the cherry biome right directly across from spawn. Very cute pink house with an awesome roofline. Come check this out. I'll do a little fly around actually. Do it some justice. It's got some great detail. This nice green strip of moss is adding some interest to it for sure with the glow lichen around it. Very, very cool. This is the farming pod to her right. And the potion building over there if you want to craft some potions. There's a lot of ingredients already in there. On this little plinth here, we have Maddie's gear. Some of the members of the server did, like I said, empty their ender chests so you can check out what things they had and use their tools if you really feel like it. Maddie even put his first pickaxe here. Just across from Maddie's base is another community project. We all work together on some villager breeder, some villager trades here. Not the prettiest design, but it's super, super functional. It's got a lot of the trades you guys would probably need. Very cool stuff. Mending, Aquafinity channeling, Silk Touch for 8 emeralds, Fortune 3 for 38 emeralds. Pretty good stuff. We have an iron farm here as well, and some fields for some more wheat, potatoes, and carrots. This location of this village is at -364, -310. And flying down here, we get over to Crinkle's base. Crinkle's base is noted by this dock that comes out of the rocks here. And they've got this, just in case you were confused, there's a sign that says Crinkle on it, and a big sign with a purple K, so you know it's Crinkle's house. Lovely stuff. Let's get inside and take a peek. Well, that's a rather small house. I would say if I didn't know there was a secret passageway. Very cool stuff here. Nice little entryway actually into a rather large base hidden inside the world itself. Down below Crinkle's base, there's tons of more farms. Very cool structure here where it's just a tower of different farms. All the way down. If you want to explore that, be my guest. Oh, I'm falling. I'm dying. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's okay. It's okay, there's water at the bottom. And there's a water elevator to get back up. Very cool stuff. I even like the different terracottas on each level. I just noticed that now. Very cool stuff. Make sure to close this door behind us here. I'll eat some of my fish, and I'll see you guys at the next base. Actually, before we get to the next base, I just want to show this quickly here. This is a racetrack that was primarily operated by Maddie Rocco and Konop. They work together to time horses to make sure we get the fastest horse, and check the jump of horses to make sure you get the highest jumping horse, and eventually get to breed a near perfect horse. So if you guys want a good horse, you can breed these horses together. Oh, I almost forgot the coordinates are -118, -294. Okay, we're not even close to the end yet. Well, we're getting closer than we are to the beginning. This is Konop's house. A very cool barn to begin here. Let's just drop down. I'm loving the banner patterns. Very cool use of that squiggle design. I don't often see that. We'll pop inside here, and we can see Konop collected almost one of every dog, if not all the dogs. We have some more animals here inside the barn. Some free horses here, not sure about their speed, but you know where the track is if you want to test them out. And then some other animals here, including, I think this is Garbage Truck. Yes, this is Konop's main horse. Very cool stuff. Konop did include their items, their armor, with the nice trim, and some of their other items here. If you'd like to check out their tools, Mighty Hoe. Very cool stuff from Konop. Let's go check out their actual house. This was the barn with some storage in it. And over here, this is their little starter base that they built off of. Cute little house. Open concept, clearly, no back door. Very nice, though. Gets the job done. And if we follow this path, we can see that Konop built some nice little mixed forest area. A beautiful pale oak situation going on here. There's some sort of altar here. Not sure what kind of sacrifices have been going on here. Not sure what kind of rituals take place here, but very cool build. Good looking build. Nice gazebo type build again, with the open airways coming through. Very, very beautiful stuff. Now, I'm noticing this diamond tower. I can't help but notice it. Don't know who made it. Maybe it was a group effort by some people, but that's certainly another thing on the server. It means a lot that you checked the video to this point. I hope you enjoy the world download if you choose to do so. And if you want to be a part of Season 2, just join us in the Discord and on the Twitch streams. Season 2 will start soon, TM. One of those situations. Alright, here we are now at Dunson's build. This tower behind me is another memorial. We had some allies in the server causing some lag that had to be, let's just say, taken care of, so Dunson built this monument to commemorate them. Very nice of them to do that. This build is at -127.80, sorry. And that also includes their actual base here with some cool details. I'll try and find all the secrets. If I miss one, maybe you can find another one. Cool concept because it's not quite like the other bases where even though it's built into the ground, it's very open still. First, we'll take a look over at this pathway here. I do know that there is a little area here if you swim over. This will take you into Dunson's storage area. Dunson has some plans written on the wall, and we've got another lava farm here if you need some more fuel for your cookery. Just notice the shape of this rock kind of reminds me of a Minecraft dog in a way. Maybe that's a secret too. But I'll show you guys this over here. This secret is a little swim down under here, and down we go into a little secret cave, a little ice cave. In here we have a beautiful custom kind of biome almost, with this polar bear here named Yeti Spaghetti. Yeah, very cool build here. I like the use of blue ice sporadically throughout this build. There is another secret compartment to this build just like this. If you guys find it, congratulations. I'll let you discover it on your own though. Gotta keep some interest, some intrigue. And here we have another escape out of this place. Beautiful, and that brings us directly over here to the Blue Axolotl build. This was a project spearheaded by Pale Blue Zebra. Just inside here, there is a breeding area for blue axolotls with some tropical fish if you want to make your attempt. This is all at spawn at this point, so I'm not going to bother showing the coordinates. We're literally at 0-0 almost. Yeah, very cute, cool blue axolotl build here. Very cute. I tried to say cute and cool at the same time, and I said cool. Alright, here we have a build by Doug. We have a mini game here called Minesweeper, and we have a little entrance to his base that's hidden behind this artwork. This is a Wide People Aussie. Let's go into the eyeball button press here, into the base. This base is itself an artist palette because Doug is an artist, by the way. It's important to remember that. Cool little trick if you didn't know. You can waterlog a chest and place a fish on top and he'll be fine. And here is the Minesweeper game. If you guys would like to try out this Minesweeper, the rules are here. I've set up the game, so all you need to do is take the resin clumps to mark the TNT and use the levers. You just go like this here. And if a banner pops up that looks like one of these, they say 1, 2, and 3 on them, they'll denote how many bombs are touching that area, just like a regular game of Minesweeper. Alright, before we go finish off the tour here over at my base and the final builds that I made on the server here, let's just talk about some more of the decorations around spawn. Dunson built us this pixel art of the spider. TK built a nice statue of the moose here. There's a bee farm just below it there, built by Crinkle. This house right behind me here, this is the spawn house with a bunch of gear, a bunch of blocks and items you can take for free. We also have a big map of the server. Let us know in the comments below if your base is somewhere that I missed. I can put it in the description as well. We've got a stasis chamber set up on the left there, and on the right, this is where we held a birthday party for Crinkle. Some great activities on the server like that, some great community things that came together. Here we have the fountain at spawn with our dragon egg, proudly showing off the dragon egg. There is indeed also a tunnel that goes all the way to the end. We'll talk about that and the nether right before we finish off the video with my builds. I'm not going to travel down this cart path, but if you want to, there's the instructions here. You can hop in there and give it a rip. We've got some amazing redstone done by Pale Blue Zebra. I encourage you to check this out. This is a smoke signal machine. A really, really, really brilliant build by them, incorporating redstone, trapdoors, hay bales, and campfires. Along with some redstone sequencing, of course. Very, very cool stuff here. We left it on a heart. Lots of love on the last day of the server, so it's nice to have that heart there. And you can see in the distance a couple other pixel arts. These ones made by Dunson. We've got Hornet from the Hollow Knight series, and hopefully soon, fingers crossed, Silksong. The Balatro Joker as well. Big fan of Balatro in the Moose Herd, so that's really, really cool to see. There's this pixel art as well, just over there, of the Yin Yang. I'll get closer to that once I show you the statue behind it. And I think it's time to check out the nether. Alright, here we are in the Nether. I'm just going to fly down to the other end here, and we'll go through all of these portals, what they link to, and how you can get to different places on the server easily. Tunnel project was mainly done by Crinkle. They built all the main tunnels, but I think everyone beyond that built their individual connecting tunnels to it. At the start here, we have a Stony Peaks portal. Very nice if you want some calcite. I think there should be some left. Over here, the first portal on our left is going to be a mesa and a desert. If you'd like some sand or terracotta, there's tons over this way. Just on our left over here is the link over to TK's base, if you'd like to go see that base. On the right here, we have a link over to a mushroom biome. There's a gigantic mushroom island if you want to check that out. Follow this path over here. Over here, we have a link over to a mangrove swamp, a slime farm. The slime farm is quite brilliant. Let me give you a peek at that quickly. Very popular design on YouTube using the brown mushrooms. A little bit expensive to gather them all, but a very, very cool build and super functional. Depending on the night cycle, of course. I think that the swamp slimes spawn depending on what moon phases up and stuff like that, but very good functional farm. Very nice stuff. Alright, back to the Nether. We continue down the pathway here. We have Toast and Monkey's Place. This connects to the village as well, if you'd like to visit that. On our right, we have a Guardian farm, and as well as an ink farm down there. The ink farm, not so great. Guardian farm, very great. Over this way, there's the Pale Garden and Zarlet's base. Very cool stuff. On our right, we have a little way down to some netherite mining tunnels. As well as this way, there's a few different biomes in the Nether. Crimson, Soul Sand Valley, Warped, and Witherfort all in this direction. We're in a basalt delta, as you can see by the ash floating around. Here is a larger map of the world. A more zoomed out map. You can see how big that mushroom island is. I always think it looks like a guy sitting on the toilet upside down. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why I think that. This way goes over to Husker and X's house. Spider X and Husker live down this tunnel. And this one goes to Cam's base. And the creeper farm is nearby. We continue down the tunnels here. On our left, we have Rudolph's base. This portal goes to that giant sword portal you saw. If you want to visit Rudolph's base, you can go there. Here, we're back at spawn already. There's a tunnel that goes up, and if you follow the red path over to the second portal on your right, then that is going to be the direction of Pale Blue Zebra's base. Check out the arrow. It points in the direction of where you got to fly. But down this red and pink path here, there's also tunnels that go in, I think 1,000 blocks in each direction. If you want to fast travel, you can use this. All right, on our right, we have Ellie's base. I didn't show that off fully, but it wasn't fully completed. Ellie was on the server for a bit, and they made a really cute base. I'll give you a peek at that. Just out here on the beach. I love their little banner pattern. But yeah, a nice little base with some details that had a lot of promise. I think they might have just got busy with other things. You know, life happens. Continuing through the Nether, we have on our left the link to Maddie's base. Very thematic. Continuing down on the left, we have Crinkle's base, and here is a Froglight farm. Crinkle's base is linked there. This is the link to the racetrack. I made this inspired by a little bit of NASCAR. You can see the slope track as well as some people that are spectating here. And of course, a tribute to Dale Earnhardt. Last but not least, we got two more places to see. There is this right here, which is all the way to a blaze farm if you need some blaze powder. Over in this direction, there's no more portals, but there is other biomes, as well as directly ahead, another nether fortress. And this one I skipped over for a reason. We're going to go to the end this way. This is to the end. This over here is actually another trial chamber, if you want to go check that out. Extra trial chamber. I don't think I explored that one, but it might have been explored by others. This right here is the end decoration for the end portal. I think it's very, very nice. I think I've never seen anything like this, but Doug the artist struck once again a miniature end island upside down. Very beautiful. And you can see the other end of that tunnel I was talking about, that the minecart travel path. It's over 1,000 blocks away, so it's quite the tunnel. It took us a while to dig out, but it was fun to make. We'll jump into the end. I'll show you some farms there, and then we'll finish off this video by taking a look at my base and my final minigame. Here we are at the end. A pretty standard Enderman farm in this direction if you want to get your pearls and experience. And there's a shulker farm over this way. This one's quite interesting. It's a newer version of stuff that's been developed by End Credits and people that are responsible for some good technology in shulker development. But here you can see it's firing away, making tons of shells. Very, very good shulker farm. The end gateways themselves also have signs on them denoting who unlocked that portal. Most of them do. If they don't, it's not the end of the world, but these are not claims of who owns this portal, but just who unlocked it, who killed the dragon that time to unlock it. Very cool stuff. Once again, thanks for watching the world tour, guys. We're just going to finish up here by taking a look inside my base, and I'll show you the final minigame I built. Another feature at spawn is this color explosion. If you open up the door, this will lead you into the wool farm. Inside here, we got slime by Doug. That's crazy. Inside here, we have the dark and grayscale wool blocks. We got white, just hidden in shulker boxes, gray, all this stuff here. And on the other side, we have all the colored boxes. Just look in the walls here. Some might be hidden behind the vines. It happens on these jobs. This is some leftover wool at the back here, as well as the farm itself. Just gonna open up this and put a shear in. Put your leaves back, come down below, and put shears in this one as well. And every time the sheep eat, you'll get a bunch of wool. It's overflowing already. This should be full as well. Yeah. Here we are at my base. I built the kind of custom magical biome around my wizard's tower. I'm very, very happy with my build on the server this season, and I'm going to be hard pressed to try and outdo it in the next season. We've got a bunch of moose around. I think all of them were built by Doug, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The moose invasion is real. Towards my stable area, this is my horse here, the horse with no name. This is the front room. Inside the front room, I just did a little bit of foliage. There is a cool bubble elevator here that changes depending on where you are. If you're near it, it will be a soul sand up. If you're away from it, it'll turn back into a magma down, which I'm pretty proud of. I can show you the redstone behind that quickly. So if you're wondering how that redstone worked, this is actually just a pufferfish on a tripwire switch. So when you get close enough standing on top of him, the piston will push the block to the other form. And when you're far enough away from him, he'll shrink back down. The tripwire hook will no longer be active, and the piece will move back in position. So you have the right up and down depending on where you are in the house. Just down here, I have all my storage. Inside my storage area, I've got my shulkers. Just like others, I included my ender chest as much as I could. We've got all my storage here, nothing too fancy. This is a nice little fly-in, fly-out area. I thought this would be nice to just get in and out of my storage when I didn't want to go all the way through the doors. Going upstairs, we have 3 rooms in this place besides the main floor. This is my bedroom. Oh, that's sus. Who put that there? Inside here, just a little bed, all my collections, including a little closet with some extra sets of armor to wear. We have our own clock style here. I'm pretty happy with the decoration inside my tower. It was quite tricky to get it all compacted in here, but I feel pretty content with this. Going down one floor, we've got my collection with Sniffosaurus Rex here. He sniffs the collection of interesting blocks. We've got stuff like a wither skeleton skull. We've got stuff like the heart, creaking heart. We've got things like the dragon head. Just any blocks I deemed interesting or items I deemed interesting get sniffed by the sniffer here. Going down one more level, I just put together a green room for this brown panda. I thought that he fit in well with the build. I wanted something green, I wanted something overgrown within the building, and in here, this also leads to why we have these roots in this section. Yeah, that's my base here. I'm pretty happy with it. I have one last thing to show you guys, and then we're gonna head out of here. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. If you do download the world, I hope you enjoy it. And thanks to everyone who played on the server. Thanks to everyone who contributed ideas for the builds, even if you just watched. I streamed most of the server at twitch.tv/mooseref. Links to that and the Discord will be in the description, as well as, like I said, that world download. So do enjoy, do explore, and once again, if I forgot your build, please comment it below. Here we are back at that yin-yang pixel art I told you about earlier, and we come to this statue here. Now, what is this statue? This is, as I mentioned before, the second and final minigame I made on the server. I did the racetrack and this, the Maze of the Pharaoh. The instructions are here, nothing too complicated. all you gotta do is drop down inside and try and make your way out without jumping, using rockets, without flying, placing blocks. You can try and escape this maze if you want. I believe it's not too hard, but I'll still wish you luck in this. I'm gonna fly out here as to not spoil any more of it. Good luck inside the maze. Alright, that's it for our tour of the world. I'll say all the thank yous again. Thank you to everybody who participated in any form. I really, really appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good time on the server. I can't wait till Season 2. I hope you have a good day, a good night, whatever time it is for you. Sleep well, have a good morning, and enjoy your next meal. Take care, guys. Bye.